This case starts as a simple argument about money, but spirals fast. She admits she didn't work for years. He admits he was overwhelmed paying every bill. Then comes the turning point. She takes his key, tells him another man is coming over, and the next night, during a hurricane, he breaks in. What follows isn't just a family fight. It's assault, a child witnessing violence, and a past that looks dangerously familiar. The question for this court isn't love. It's whether this man has truly learned anything at all.
I go online and try to put a few little job applications in here and there. And then I see, oh, the bills got paid, so it's not that big of a deal. So that's pretty much how that went. At one point, I guess that weekend, that whole week, we have been arguing, like I said, about finances. So Saturday, I went to my mom's in Silsby. And before I had left, he said that he needed help or he's going to leave. And I'm, ungrateful. And another woman will be thankful to have a man like him. And so I said, well, go, because guess what? I have another man coming here tonight. So that's pretty much how that went. So the next day, still woke up. You still need help with finances. I'm still on, oh, well, suck it up, buttercup. And that's how things went. Absolutely.
You asked him to leave, and did he leave?
Yes.
And when he tried to return to the residence, what happened?
He noticed that the key was gone.
And
I took the key off the day before. So this happened, I think, like on a Sunday. So when I went to my mom's in Silsby, I took the key off his key ring.
And were you aware of a hurricane that was blowing in the Gulf of Mexico around that time?
Yes.
Do you remember the name of the hurricane?
No, sir.
His name, Hurricane Beryl.
I don't know.
Okay. So, what would you like the court to do in this case?
I really didn't want to press charges, but from my understanding that the state had to pick it up. I don't want him to go to prison. I don't want him now probation for such a long period of time because, for one, we're married. For two, he's still in the same house that he kicked the door in. He's still paying the bills. He was paying the bills before. Even whenever he went to jail, he was still paying the bills. He was calling me, from jail. Then when he got out, he still went through his mom to tell me, hey, pay this bill, pay that bill, and so forth. He's been true to himself and his word of making sure that me and his family is straight.
Me and you've talked a few times since that incident, and
Yes,
you said you noticed some changes in his attitude and his behavior.
Yes.
Explain to the court what have you noticed?
Well, we attempted to do marriage counseling through my church. So far, any little thing in the past, any little thing could possibly irritate him. He does this thing where he likes to go fishing or he likes to go work out with his friends. So I think that that's a big help. And now that I'm on the verge of getting a job, I can kind of see the weight lifted off his shoulders, like he sees the light at the end of the tunnel. So I think that's a big deal.
So I guess you're telling me that he's more softer now?
Yes, sir.
And just to be clear, are you afraid of Jacoby?
No, not at all.
And you have minor kids that live at that house?
Yes. But our oldest, that's my stepson, he's 16. We just took him back to Houston yesterday. Our oldest is Alicia, she's 10. She's my daughter, that's his stepdaughter, but he's been in her life since she was about 7 months old. So that's all she knows. He doesn't treat her any differently. Then we have our middle child, which is Bailey, she's 7. And then our youngest is Genesis, she's 5.
How does he interact with things?
Well, he works about 12 hours a day. So of course, when he comes in, he's a little tired, but that doesn't stop him. As soon as he comes in, they're gonna dump on him till he gets to the back. Even our dog, we got a little winged dog, and everybody is either barking or jumping on him, trying to get his attention. So as far as going outside and stuff, that's what goes outside. I stay in the house, I'm cooking, I'm cleaning, He's outside on hoverboards and stuff like that. The kids jumping on the trampoline and stuff like that.
Are you aware of his prior burglary rehabilitation?
Yes.
And what do you know about that?
That's from a passionate love crime.
That explains.
I just know that, you know, she said certain things that led to that. I know that she was cheating. So she asked him to come over one day. I'm not sure if that's that specific day. And he was supposed to bring like pizza or chicken or something over. And then she changed her mind because he was already there. So, you know, knocking on the door, no one answers, but when they do answer, it's the guy. She provoked him and her, the guy and her provoked him. And you know, you kind of like you bought my tickets because he was saving her money, pay her bills. She said she had a business trip. He gave her the money to do that. So, and it was to pay for another man. So of course, your emotions will be high. You will be angry. You know, yes, he did not live there, but they lived together. His name wasn't on the lease. They wasn't married. So I feel like our situation is different.
That's the issue.
Stay. All right. Miss Kelly, when was the last time you and I talked?
That November.
That's the
Yes.
same day to the plea, right?
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Broussard's case was set on the trial docket. Yes or no?
Yes.
And you asked to speak with me about dropping the charges.
Yes, sir.
And do you remember us leaving the courtroom here, going to the witness waiting room?
Yes, sir.
Do you remember me talking to you about the facts of the offense?
Yes, sir.
And do you remember making a statement to me that as far as what you detailed in this statement, that all that was true and correct?
Yes.
Do you remember that?
Yes, sir.
And specifically, I gave you an opportunity to review what you had hand wrote out that day, where it says, I broke up with Jacoby. Jacoby packed his things and left the house around 5:30. He started calling my phone around 8, asking why did we break up. As I was on the phone with his mom, he came, kicked the door in, bedroom door in, and then started slamming me and punching me. All that? You wrote all that?
Yes, sir.
And you agree, when you and I talked, I confronted you with that, gave you an opportunity to review it. You admitted all that was true.
Yes.
Today, you're telling the judge that you guys are married. Are you ceremonially married?
No, we went to Vegas and got married.
When was that?
2019, April, maybe 26th or something, 2019.
Why are your names different?
Because I haven't filed down here. I want to keep my names.
You haven't filed down here?
Yes.
What do you mean by that?
We're legally married, but when we came down here, we never went to go to the courthouse or whatever you're supposed to do down here.
Okay. So you're on the lease. He is not there at 1879 Prairie.
Yes, sir.
You kicked him out of the house, was your statement.
Yes.
You took his key,
Yes.
yet he came back the next day and he broke into the house.
Right. Because he's looking for his key.
Understand, but he broke into the house.
Yes.
Called 911. Yes?
Yes, sir.
You told them about how that was happening. They heard it all occurring, heard you screaming as you broke through the door.
Yes.
You remember that?
Yes, sir.
You also gave the officers the ring camera that showed that he broke through there. Now, when this happened, ma'am, Mr. Broussard, that you're asking for probation, ripped the braid out of your hair. Yes?
Yes, but I feel like it's because my hair,
You have excuses, but he ripped the braid out of your hair. You had bruising on the right side of your face,
yes, sir.
as well as your right knee was scratched. And all this happened in front of one of your children by the name of Jensis,
Yes, sir.
who wasn't quite 5 years old. And it was the whole reason why CPS was called out there. You told the judge that his prior was just where she provoked him. That prior occurred back on November 15, 2013, for the same type of offense where he burglarized a house with the intent to commit assault. Are you aware of that?
Yes, sir.
It's not just a burglary charge, it's the same actual incident that happened to you. Nothing stolen. That doesn't have to happen on a burglary. But if somebody breaks into your house with the intent to assault you, that is a burglary of a habitation. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
So, you said that Miss Patricia Claiborne provoked him? Yes?
From my understanding, I didn't go through that. So
That's him telling you that.
From me and her. Me and her have a great relationship. We all go to birthday parties, vacation together. So
Told the judge all this happened because you're spoiled. Are you aware that in this version of the PSI, the defendant, your husband, claimed that you made a provocative remark, meaning you provoked him? And that's the reason why he did it. He also says, ironically, that you're spoiled. Same thing that you said. Do you think any of those things justify what happened to you? Yes or no, ma'am? That's rhetorical. Let's move on. Were you the complainant in the offense that occurred on August 7th, 2020, assault causing bodily injury to a family member in Orange, Texas?
me?
Were you the person that he was alleged to have assaulted? Were you that family member in Orange County?
I don't think so.
Were y'all living in Orange County in August of 2020?
Yes, sir.
You weren't aware that he got accused of that offense?
No, sir.
Is it possible that it was you and you just chose not to prosecute?
No, sir. I don't recall that.
Okay. Are you aware that the conditions of his bond requires that he not be in the same household with him? He can't have contact with you. The conditions of his release that allows him to walk around instead of being locked up back there is that he cannot be in contact with you. You're looking at me like you've never heard that. I told you that back in November.
November, you told me that if he get on probation and walk out of here, that he cannot be around me.
I also told you he couldn't be around you while he was on bond. You don't
Yes,
remember.
whenever he got locked up the first time.
I'm talking about right now.
No, sir. I'm sorry, no. I thought you were talking about whenever he
No,
went
ma'am.
to jail and
No, ma'am.
yeah,
No, ma'am. A standard condition of bond that this
And
judge, hang on a second, this judge and the judge next door have a general condition of bond that a defendant may not be in contact with the victim of an offense. Makes no exception about whether or not you're married or not. That's so that the two cannot talk about how to resolve the case. That's not supposed to take place.
Yeah.
Y'all talked about this, obviously.
You talked about what?
This case.
How?
About how you want. You don't remember coming when we've had that meeting and you told me you wanted to have the charges dropped?
Yes.
Y'all did not talk about that before that incident?
I'm the one who called you at your office to talk to you about this when I first got the paperwork sent to my house.
Yes, ma'am.
So I don't need to talk to Jacoby about anything. This is just coming truly from my heart.
Okay. And was that about your comment where you thought this wasn't a burglary?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and you remember us explaining that to you?
Yes, you told me it's different shapes and forms. I just
Exactly.
wanted y'all to understand that we're married and we live together, and I took things, I said things, the whole nine.
All right, so I'm glad you repeated that. When we had our conversation in November, do you remember me telling you it's not your fault what he chooses to do?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I do.
And I told you that you don't need to blame yourself behind his actions.
Yes, sir.
Yet you're still saying those kind of things right now.
I guess it's because I try to put myself in his shoes. And if I pay all the bills at this house and you take my key, I come back to talk to you, but you took my key. What else am I supposed to do? When you just told me yesterday and this whole week how you have this girl or this guy in and out the house.
I have no further questions of our judge.
Had his incident in Houston. That was hurting. Yes, he knows the severity of what he done then and what happened with him and his wife now. At the time, his son's mother, high school sweetheart, cheated. All he knew was her. He took care of his kid, dropped out of college so he could pursue truck driving so he could help take care of his son. And that happened to him. That's strike number one.
We're talking about the burglary of a
Yes, sir.
habitation in
And
Harris County in 12. Now, he was given a chance, right? He was placed on probation.
Yes, sir. He was given a chance.
Hold on, let me speak and then you can.
Yes,
She
sir.
can't she has to take everything down.
I'm sorry.
We speak over. See, when we speak over each other, she can't do it. And actually, the courts have said she's the most important person here because if they review these proceedings, they have the record. And if she can't make a record, then people get in trouble. And
Yes, sir.
it's not going to be me. But he was placed on probation in 2012 for burglary of a habitation. And then a year later, that was revoked. And then he was sentenced to prison.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right.
It was provoked because when he got out, his son's mother was sending him bus tickets to come down there so they could rekindle.
Wait, but it was revoked because he was required by oath to honor conditions of probation.
Yes, sir.
He did not
He
do
did
that.
not.
This is a solo, and then you'll get to talk. He did not. So he, number one, committed a crime that was given a second chance. Number two, he then failed to honor the requirements that the court had, and he was revoked and then sentenced to prison. That's that one. Question is, what did he fail to learn from that event where he was placed on probation? Because here we are, he's charged with burglary of a habitation and evading arrest and detention with a motor vehicle. You're supposed to learn lessons to better yourself and not commit the same crimes again, right?
Yes, sir.
So what happened in this?
Well,
I know I'm looking at the probable cause affidavit. I know what the facts are, but why? Yeah, you touch the stove, you know it's hot. You don't touch that stove again. He is now embracing the hot stove. It's almost as though this is okay. I've done this before. I've been punished, but I know I'm going to get punished again, so I'm going to grab the stove and hug it. Rhetorically, I'm speaking, but it's the same type of offense. Again,
understand.
how do you explain that?
You know, Judge, we've all made mistakes along the way. And
I've never made felonies
no, I've never
or
made
misdemeanors that I'm aware of.
Absolutely.
But it's not that hard to follow the rules. Live honestly. Give each person respect.
You're absolutely right, sir.
Don't harm others. Those are the three basic components of all the law we have.
I understand.
He violated all three of those at least twice.
Well, sir, me being the mother,
I understand. I
that,
understand.
and I'm not
I know
gonna
my
ever
mother.
take up
I know
for-
my mother would.
I'm not gonna ever take
Try
up
to
for
explain
Jacoby
it.
because I work in a position where I see offenders every day.
Yes, ma'am.
So, do you want your son to be there. No,
No.
but if he,
You want your son to
I want
make the
him to
right
live
choices.
a successful life, make the best choices,
Yes.
the correct choices. Well, I'm not gonna ever. He can explain. I don't ever take up for him. If I have to
Well, he's
knock
an
him over the
adult.
head,
He's got to be responsible for his own.
yes, sir, he does.
Just like all of us.
Yes, sir. So I stand here before you today, Judge. I understand the severity of what he has done in the past and now, and I want the best for my son. He does love his kids. He takes care of his kids. He's not out, stealing, robbing, doing none of that. Hey,
But-
he goes to work every day.
What's the greatest gift you can give to your child?
Love.
A good example.
And me,
Role modeling. They're going to do just what you do.
and
So what do we say about his children, when they start burglarizing homes or possessing drugs? Dad did it.
my dad learned.
What's wrong?
His mistakes.
I mean, how can the kids? Dad did it. I love Dad. He's my role model.
I understand that, Judge.
Ah, those are, again, our life touches others, not just ours, touches others. And the
Yes.
father is going to be a direct influence to children.
Yes, sir.
So, what I worry about.
Well, I feel the person that he is now. His kids, he's a role model to them. What they've never seen him do any drugs. All they know is dad goes to work early in the morning, dad comes home, and he takes up time with him. Same thing I did. Same thing my parents taught me. They taught him also because they helped me raise him. I've worked 27 years for the state of Texas and still there. So I'm a firm believer of working. And Jacoby is too. Jacoby started working at 15 years old and has been working ever since.
So why does he keep making these mistakes? Is the question. With such a great
If it was, I'm gonna put myself in his situation, Judge. And if it was me, love, I've been in love, been married. Have I done some things? Probably just hadn't got caught, Judge.
But hold on here. This is the facts here. Let's see. He kicks in the front door,
Mm-hmm.
grabs her, throws her to the ground, begins to strike her with a closed fist. They see injuries to her face and knee. Then, after he assaults Kevin, he flees the scene. Guilty men flee when no man pursueth, but the righteous stand bold as a lion. He fled. You know where that's found? Book of Proverbs, Old Testament. So you can't debate that.
No, sir.
And sure enough, they have to chase him until he's finally apprehended. Well, that's after he's been convicted 3 times. Possession. Oh, and one of those is evading arrest and detention. He's doing the same thing. So he didn't learn his lesson the first time. And then the burglary, placed on probation, revoked, and here we are. But I've been married 40 plus years. I've never struck sizes. Never. Never struck anybody. Any person, female. I wouldn't even, it's just against the code of honor. I don't know how anybody even thinks to do that. And it's certainly not man.
Judge, when you're put in a position where you love someone, huh?
Everybody, hold on. I'm gonna stop you right there. We got good times and bad times, all of us. And you have to rise and you don't strike.
You're absolutely right.
You just know that's us all.
You're absolutely
Especially someone that you pledged love to. I can't understand that. That defies any logic. But here we are.
Yes.
And you're asking for, me to give him another chance.
Yes, sir.
I understand. And it's noted, and I appreciate your service, by the way,
Yes, sir.
to the government. Thank you.
You've had a prior burglary rehabilitation. You're currently facing burglary rehabilitation in this case, I'm very.
Yes.
I want you to explain to the judge your mindset why he should give you the opportunity to remain free and to continue to be a husband and provide for your family.
Yes, so she can hear. You kind of trailed off.
Sorry to be a husband.
Okay, can I go back to the charge?
Just answer his questions, however you need to.
Okay, can you say it?
What was your mistake that night that incident occurred here recently?
That night, going back to the house, the night of the hurricane, riding on, packing my clothes left, trying to get a hold of her, trying to talk to her.
You said the night of the hurricane.
Yeah, the night of the hurricane, that night of the incident, it was the hurricane that night.
So you're in the middle of a hurricane.
Yes, I'm riding around in my vehicle. Trying to go back home. That was my mistake. Go back to the home. You know what I mean? I could have just, I guess, went to a truck stop, something like that. But going back there, that was the main mistake right there. Going back, trying to get her on the phone to talk to me. It's okay. But going back to there, right there in the heat of the moment, that was the main mistake right there.
And have you learned your lesson? I guess that's what the court is trying to figure out is what if he was to put you on probation, what has changed?
My prior trouble, I'm more of a man, a father to my kids. I'm married in the home. The previous burglary rehabilitation we were living together. She moved out 2 days after I go. She tell me to come see my son. Then I get there, and then it's like, wait, no, don't. That burglary, I can understand. I can understand. And I wasn't on it. I wasn't even there living. 2 days after we living together, she has her own apartment. I'm in the home here. You know what I'm saying? On paper, it looks like I break into houses or something like. That's not the case. I live there. I pay bills there. This is where my family is, my wife, my kids, the whole night. That night of entering into the home where I live, you know what I'm saying? The intent wasn't to beat her or anything like that. That wasn't my intent. Don't think of me as, I'm just going to beat a person. No, that's never my intentions. Not ever.
What were your intentions?
My intentions were to speak to her, but it was totally chaos. Once I realized that my key was gone and the things that were said to me, I can have another man in here, all of that, the whole event. That's what the explosion is. Imagine you're paying your bills, taking care of your family, you get told to leave, and then you go home, you're riding around, and you go home and like, man, my key go. You know what I mean? When emotions are high, I guess my logic was low. Logic was low at the time. I don't break it. I don't get into trouble. I don't kick. Do I go to work every day? So if you're looking at me as a burglar or something, that's not the case at all.
Well, hold on. You got convicted of that.
I understand that, sir, but
What's wrong? You either are or not.
when I'm
Guilty
looking at
of-
a burglar,
Hold on. You pleaded guilty in that first case,
yes,
and the judge gave you a chance. Then you failed, and it was revoked.
yes,
You were found guilty and sentenced.
Yeah.
You were found guilty. You didn't appeal that.
right.
It's fine. So don't say you're not a burglar. You were convicted of it. And here we are now
How old were
for
you?
another burglary.
How old were you at the time of that first?
We what? Early 20s.
So why would you be a good candidate for probation this time? Why would you fail this time?
I'm a great father. My kids mean the world. My wife means the world to me. Continue to be the dad that I am, the husband that I am. For me, I'm not with that paper, with the charge and everything. I'm not that person.
Are you willing to go to mandatory marital counseling?
Marital counseling, whatever needs, whatever classes you guys need to see, I will attend. I've completed probation before, out of order for 6 months. Whatever's asking me, I've always done it.
What happens right now if the judge should move you out of the house and incarcerate you? What would happen to your family?
Devastation. I'm the only problem. I'm the sole provider for my family. My wife does it free. So everything from clothing, food, entertainment. We just got it wrecked in October on Halloween. Had to get another vehicle. Everything. My kids go down. My wife go down. My household. Since she had probably had to move out. I don't know what would happen.
But you just know it'd be
Wait.
Total devastation.
Wait. Whose fault is this? Why are we here? Whose fault is all of this? You're talking about what's going to be happening, how your family's going to fall apart.
What's happening?
I'm sorry. I'm asking you. Whose fault is it? You pleaded guilty under oath to another murder. Okay, don't be talking about giving everybody else guilt a complex. You're the problem. You shouldn't be here again. You shouldn't be committing crimes. No, you get punished when you commit offenses. You've been convicted 3 times, and here we are, a fourth crime. Don't be giving us the guilt trip. This is your responsibility. You're here, not because of anything we've done, what you've done.
Yes, sir.
It's about time you started at this late date accepting responsibility and carrying out responsibility.
Yes, sir.
Not coming back to court.
Yes, sir.
No.
Are you prepared to do that?
Yes, sir.
Do you think you could benefit from any kind of veterans intervention program
Yes, sir.
and things that can help you search out other ways to communicate and take out your frustrations?
Yes, sir.
I passed the witness.
I'm a little confused about something. Right now, the relationship with you and the victim,
Yes, sir.
spouse, what is it?
That's my wife.
I know what you're saying.
Yes.
How long have y'all been married?
Since 2019.
Okay. And where have you been? You've been out on bond almost.
Yes, sir.
Where have you been living? Where did you live last night? Where did you sleep?
At my home.
At your home with
Yes,
y'all? Okay. This marriage, it's a ceremonious marriage.
Yes.
You were married when?
In Vegas, 2019. A couple of days after our birthday.
You don't know the date.
2019. April 24th,
I bet your wife
2019.
knows.
Say that again?
I bet your wife knows.
Oh, yeah.
It's an anniversary. You're supposed to celebrate it.
April 24th, 2019.
And to think about it.
Yes. Under the circumstances, sir,
I understand. But you don't want to hesitate on that.
yes, sir.
That ought to just roll off the tongue.
Yes, sir.
It's important.
Yes,
In front of the wife.
yes.
Stay.
Let me affirm with you, Mr. Broussard. According to the PSI report, you told officer, our CSO officer Riley there, that y'all separated for approximately 1 month before resuming your cohabitation. Is that time frame correct? So when you were arrested on July 7th, 2024, my information indicates that you were served with an emergency protective order that lasted for a minimum of 60 days.
Mhm.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Really, the only additional question I want to ask before I make argument, Judge.
Is that it?
That's it. That's the only question I needed clarification on before I argue.
What are your positions, gentlemen?
Your Honor, Mr. Brewster was around 23, 24, first burglary of habitation. The facts in this case, he is married to Miss Ashley. They do have kids together. He's not perfect, but he has a lot of good stuff. It's rare that you find someone that has maintained a career as long as he has in the same particular field. There's no drug issues here. He rarely drinks. He can afford to pay his probation fees. The plaintiff, she is supporting a probation recommendation as well as his mom. He just needs a little help, Judge, and I think helping him isn't putting him in prison and he loses everything that he's worked for. If we want to help him, we can help him by putting him in a program where he can get the tools necessary to learn how to conduct himself when stressful situations occur. But being a man out here and you're paying all the bills, you don't do anything for yourself. It's a hurricane. Your keys off your keychain. You can't get in your house. Yes, he imploded. And the way he acted was wrong. However, he's done a lot of good too. And everything ain't about, locking him up because him and his wife made poor decisions on both ends that day. But what they've showed is that they're still together. They continue to be together. They're raising their family and they've moved on. Holding him accountable is, hey, if he's on deferred probation, the state still can go up to the full brunt of the law. If he steps out of line and he continues to be the man that he is right now. I'm not saying he's all the way clean. He got some termites under his rug, but who doesn't? All he needs is a little help. And I think that the probation, he's never had that opportunity. He had it he did have it and it was revoked, but he was 24. At the age of 37, I think he understands the seriousness of it.
24, he was an adult for 6 years.
Well, he was, Judge, but he's a young adult. He's an old adult.
He's matriculating into adulthood slowly.
That's right. But I think he's there now. But I think that the state has enough resources to help him outside of the prison system. And so I just think for the better interest of society and for this family right here, he needs to remain free so he can continue on to pay taxes and take care of his kids and raise his kids. Because if you remove him out the house, then we got teenage son who's running rampant, doesn't have no supervision, and kids. And who knows where she's going to live. So there's a lot more that is at stake. If he's to go away, than if he was to stay. And that's my argument to the court. That he deserves to be in BIF, anger management. He can do community service hours. Hold his feet to the fire for 10 years, however long you feel is necessary. Let him prove it up. But to take him away for any amount of time right now will be destroying the nucleus of the family. And considering that they're still together, and they're going to be together, it doesn't look like she's leaving anytime soon.
Go ahead, Steve.
November 17th, when this agreement was fashioned. The cap agreement here was me changing the prison time offer that I had. And it was honoring my word to Miss Kelly to give them an opportunity to come in here and have this argument that we're doing. I told Miss Kelly that day, and I'm going to tell you, Your Honor, that what this man did that day to her was never warranted. We've heard comments that he's a good man, that he's provided all these things. A man does not do what happened to that lady on that day. There's no excuse. There's no conduct that warrants saying she did something wrong. It is that lets people that are victimized like this get to the point where they won't want to come to court. And that is nothing that Miss Kelly and I haven't already talked about. We talked about that in November, face to face. I told her that she did nothing wrong, that she needed to quit blaming herself, that she had to break this cycle of violence. She does not recall that part of the reason why we were all having that conversation was that they walked in violation of the bond conditions, and I was telling her that. And they still are, blatantly. Someone who's learned a lesson and is ready to show this court that they're remorseful, that they can change their ways. He hasn't. He's just continued to manipulate everybody around and put her in a position to where she still today blames herself. Yes, I'm a little excited about it because the problem is this is why we have a repetitive cycle of domestic violence. Mr. Broussard needs to go to prison. What he did to this lady back in 2013, he's still blaming her today. Just like he's trying to blame Miss Kelly. How do we fix that? We don't. The motion aside, he didn't follow the motion to revoke the probation he was given before. He didn't follow the conditions of the emergency protective order that he was given in 24. And he hasn't followed your rules as far as bond conditions are concerned. Why in the world should I believe in any fashion that he could follow rules of probation? The state suggests 8 years TDC.
Anything else? Ooh, sir, this is your chance. Mr. Broussard, anything you want to add?
Sir, I'm not a bad person.
We're judged by our actions.
I understand it.
You've got 3 convictions and a 4th one on the verge.
Yes, sir.
That defines good versus evil. That decides bad choices.
Yes, sir.
How do you fix bad choices?
Doing better, sir.
You're employed now.
Yes,
When do you work?
I work every day.
What's that, 7 days a week?
Yes, sir. Pretty much. As a truck driver, you can only drive legally so many hours a day. I typically work 6 days a week, sir. I have 1 day off.
And how long have you been working there?
I've been there 3 years now.
Anything else? Fine. Okay. In each of these cases, the court makes the following findings. The defendant has pleaded guilty to the 3rd-degree felony of evading arrest or detention with a motor vehicle in 24 CR 1727. That is a 3rd-degree felony. And he's also pleaded guilty in 24 CR 1726. And that is the 2nd-degree felony of burglary of a habitation. The defendant has pleaded guilty in each of these cases voluntarily, knowingly, intelligently. There was sufficient evidence supporting his guilty plea from State's Exhibit 1 admitted in each of these hearings to find him guilty beyond a reasonable doubt in each of these cases. And the court hereby now finds you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt in these two cases of burglary of a habitation and evading arrest or detention with a motor vehicle. The agreements fashioned in each of these cases is that you would be sentenced, and it states a cap of 8 years imprisonment. We talked about this. You're looking at no less than 2, no more than 8 years confinement in prison. That's one option in one or each of these cases. Then you could be found guilty, sentenced up to 8 years imprisonment. That could be suspended, and you could be placed on regular probation for up to 10 years on each of these cases. And finally, you can be placed on deferred or unadjudicated probation for up to 10 years. Those are the options here. You have been found guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. Deferred is not an option because of your criminal history. I am sentencing you to 8 years confinement on each of these cases to run concurrently. Just want that to sink in for just a moment. The court is going to suspend those sentences and place you on regular probation for 10 years. In spite of the wise words of the state, the court is factoring in what I believe is free will of the married parties here, in spite of the actions. I've never stuck my wife. I never even think about it. I wouldn't curse the lady. I mean, you're supposed to be devoted, to cherish, to honor your spouse, which you don't do. And you're missing a great part of the relationship, because you're supposed to be a better person by honoring the commitments to someone you love. You have been before courts far too many times with bad choices. And here, this relationship, I sometimes am put in a position of having to get involved in a relationship. I prefer the two people involved. If there are two people, generally, the two people involved work this issue out. Your wife wants this to continue. You say you do. You just don't act as though you do. But the other issue is this. I can sentence you to a term of confinement of up to 180 days as a condition of probation. How does that work with your job? Probably poorly.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, you're going to go to jail for a while. Now, I'll work around that, but I can put you on weekends where you have to check in on or before 6 o'clock on Friday. Then they release you on or before 6 o'clock on Sunday night, PM. But you're going to have to work that out.
Okay.
You're going to be, I'm going to sentence you to a term of confinement of 180 days. You understand what has happened today, sir, and the seriousness of all of this.
Yes.
Just don't. You're supposed to take the vows of marriage responsibly, accurately, which means you don't harm the person you pledge love to. Because it makes me wonder what you would do to somebody that aggravates you who you're not in love with.
Yes.